Well, retirement, it's a time to relax, enjoy life, and reap the benefits of years and years of hard work. But financial missteps can turn this dream into a nightmare. Hi, I'm John Mark Young, and today we're going to be answering a question from a client. That client's name is Mike, and he lives in Ocean City, New Jersey. And he asked this last week, John Mark, my wife and I have lived the Dave Ramsey life most of our adult lifetime. And we've built a nice retirement nest egg. And because of the baby steps, we are completely and 100% debt free and about to head into retirement the end of this month. Can you please talk about the most common financial missteps people make in retirement and how my wife and I can avoid them? Well, Mike, this is a great question, as almost every question we get is. And while we typically take the more optimistic view, what are the things you should do to have a successful retirement? I can thank you for giving us the opportunity to look at this from the pessimistic side of the equation, the pessimistic side of the question, which is to say, what are some things that have messed up people's retirements? What are some ways that people have made their retirement go bad? So let's talk about those. Well, the first and foremost is not having a financial plan. Not having a comprehensive financial plan, in our opinion, is a critical mistake. Now, we're financial planners, so we would, of course, say that. But why? Let's give you the rationale behind that. That's the most important part. A good retirement plan should include things like a budget, a retirement budget you and your wife should do, a strategy for withdrawing from retirement accounts, and plans for healthcare and long-term care. Many times people that were do-it-yourself investors will engage a firm like Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers once they get to retirement, because the nuances of being in distribution mode are totally different than those in accumulation mode. Accumulation mode is so much easier. Save 15% of your income. Invest in the 4 categories. Sequence of return risk is one of those major decumulation risks. Not the only one, but a major one. And it's one that the education side of the wealth management space, the continuing ed that they do for us as retirement planners, they tend to spend a ton of time on, helping us get better and better at dealing with sequence of return risk. Having non-correlated assets is also just as important. In an article actually written by Amy Arnott this May of Morningstar, who actually a few team members of Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers are going to get to interact with Morningstar at the end of this month, she talks about how assets that used to have no correlation or low correlation to the stock market in recent years have not lived up to their calling as being a diversifier or a non-correlator, or as Ecclesiastes 11:2 would tell us, not dividing our portion to 7, yes, even to 8. They've actually been extremely correlated. They've done the same thing the stock market has done. Not good. Thus, you need to have an advisor that understands and is staying and engaged in the correlation of assets for the benefit of your distribution strategy. So to summarize, working with a financial planner, having a financial plan can help you create a roadmap tailored to your needs and help create a plan that helps you not outlive your savings. Issue number 2 is underestimating healthcare costs. Another common mistake that we see are people that just don't comprehend or correctly estimate the right amount of healthcare costs. Medical expenses tend to rise as we age. As a matter of fact, JP Morgan's Guide to Retirement tells us that spending overall will decrease as you get older, but your healthcare spending will increase. And if long-term care becomes a reality for you and your spouse, Mike, it'll depend, or it'll be much, much higher than you even probably could anticipate. So to avoid this, consider supplemental insurance, health insurance, and long-term care insurance. Again, going back to point number 1, if your financial planner does not have the in-house expert on health insurance and Medicare, which is something we think is very important. We think it's so important that we quantify it as possibly your second highest risk in retirement, besides sequence of return risk, healthcare costs. And thus you need to get a really good plan. You can get a really bad Medicare plan, and I promise you, you need someone that has the heart of a teacher as it relates to Medicare and health insurance, and someone that has been doing it for nearly 20 years like we have. And this is not to make an advertisement for us, but only to put words behind this, that we think we have one of the best in the business, giving our clients an in-house medical insurance advice from somebody like Chris Van der Zijden, who is going to do a wonderful job of helping you not underestimate the healthcare costs in retirement and making sure you have the right plan so that things you do estimate become reality. Now, that's the thing you should look for with a financial planner, of course, and you should be incorporating into your financial plan. But what can you do, Mike? What can you and your wife do? Well, maintaining a healthy lifestyle to minimize healthcare needs is of paramount importance. In the book, What the Happiest Retirees Know, the happiest retirees had about 3.5 core pursuits. These were things, core pursuits were things that they did on a very regular basis that kept their social networks alive and active, and not the internet social networks, but the actual kneecap to kneecap social networks and their physical body moving. If you lose this, I promise the health issues will arise, and even a good health plan might go awry. How about issue number 3, overspending early on in retirement? Many retirees make the mistake of overspending in their earliest years of retirement. Listen, the harsh reality of those that run out of money in retirement are because of 2 primary things. One they can control, one they can't. The first is they can't control if they have bad returns right when they retire. And that, unfortunately, makes people run out of money sooner than they anticipate. And the second is they overspend in the early years and don't have enough good investment returns to recoup that overspending. And that's something they can control. We encourage folks before retirement, get the cars bought, so that's out of your life for 7 to 10 years. You'll probably need to buy new cars at some point, but 7 to 10 years later. Get the home repairs done, new roof, upgraded kitchen, whatever it's going to take to make your retirement lifestyle to the level you want it. Get it done before retirement when you're in baby step 7 and there's no mortgage payment. Use that mortgage money, that money you would have normally put towards your mortgage, to knock out these to-dos so that you don't overspend in retirement. It's important to pace your spending and stick to that budget that you and your spouse created. Plan for future expenses, make sure they're in your retirement plan, and be mindful of your withdrawal rate from retirement accounts, which should generally be in the 4% range. How about issue number 4, ignoring inflation? That was easy to do pre-2022. Then inflation became the main thing. But ignoring inflation can erode your purchasing power over time, as you more than likely know. And if we didn't just live through that, after about 15 years of 1 to 2% inflation, and then boom, you add about 20 trillion in US debt through spending, and you know what we get? We get inflation back in action. Right now, we're sitting around 3% inflation and trending the right way, which is trending down. But that's not to say inflation can't come back with a vengeance, especially when we have a total of $34 trillion of debt as a country. To help hedge here, you must ensure that you continue to have your investments include assets that can outpace inflation, such as stocks being one of the primary ones, but real estate would be something we advocate for. Regularly review and adjust your portfolio with your advisor as well to make sure that it's on point. But John Mark, I can't deal with another 2008. I'm in retirement. I don't have time to recover. Well, that's not true. A 2022 article that I wrote titled Bear Markets Normal But Not Fun disputes that argument. The average bear market takes 330 days to hit the bottom, and you'll most likely drop around 30% when you go into a bear market. Alternatively, the average bear market takes 603 days, that's 1.7 years, to reach break even, to get back to where you were. So essentially 3 years for the entire cycle, 1 year down, 2 years back up. And yes, 2008, which you can see in that article I wrote, we did put that year in there, of course. We looked at every year, but going back to 1950, that took about 6 years from peak to trough to peak again. So do you have 3 years to live in retirement? Do you have 6 years? Yes, of course you do. So you need stocks in your retirement portfolio, but as discussed above, you need things that have low correlation to stocks as well. It can't just be all stocks. You have to have things that non-correlate. Divide your portion to 7, you see them into 8. And how about the 5th thing that people fail to plan for? Taxes. Failing to plan for taxes can lead to an unexpected financial stress. Understanding the tax implications of your retirement income sources, where are you taking money from, can be of huge importance. Consider strategies like Roth conversions or tax-efficient withdrawals, taking money from accounts that create tax efficiencies. A good financial plan will help you to determine where to take money from and what's the most tax-efficient way to do so. If you have Social Security income that you live on, but you have an IRA, and you're not taking money from that IRA, then Roth conversions are a no-brainer for you because you may still pay no income tax in retirement even if you convert just a small amount. So there you have it, Mike. Avoiding these common mistakes can put you on a higher probability of enjoying a secure and fulfilling retirement. Remember, a little planning goes a long way. And if you're a client of Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers and you've not received the book, and you are retired or very close to retirement, you've not received the book, What the Happiest Retirees Know, please reach out to your financial advisor and ask them to send you a copy of the book, What the Happiest Retirees Know. It'll look at 5 quantifiable traits, some math-related things that you should look at, and some non-quantifiable traits, such as how many core pursuits should you have, how many personal relationships should you have, how close should you live to your kids in retirement. These are all things that add to the fulfillment of somebody's retirement that you want to make sure you have an entire peripheral around before you actually make that retirement decision. And it's something that we want to equip you with because we think that content is very, very good. So if this video series was helpful to you, would you do us a favor? You can do us a favor by hitting the like and the subscribe button. The like and the subscribe button will help push our content out to more people in YouTube, Google, and Rumble's algorithms, as well as the subscribe button will make sure that you get our content as we release it each and every single week. As well as if you would like to meet with any of our financial coaches or planners, our coaches help you in baby steps 1, 2, and 3, get out of debt, stay out of debt, live debt free. And our planners help you in baby steps 4, 5, 6, and ultimately getting you to baby step 7 so that you can live and give like no one else, but they'll help you build out that retirement plan, college savings, and get that house paid off so that you can do those pre-retirement home repairs that you know you need to do. We will help you think through that with a good, comprehensive financial and retirement plan. So thanks so much for watching this week's video. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.